and thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. My name is Joy Ken Abapuya. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that you can follow this news on our social media handles, NT Lagos Channel 10 on YouTube and Facebook. The announcement by President Bola Tinubu on the successful conclusion of a historic settlement agreement between the federal government of Nigeria and international companies over oil prospecting license 245 has been widely described a big win for Nigeria. State House correspondent Musbau Danwahab highlights how the administration ended the dispute of about 30 years and renewed the hope of OPL 245 after lost battles.
License OPL 245 is a resource-rich deep-water oil block offshore in the central Niger Delta. But instead of its potential manifesting in contribution to the overall economy of Nigeria, OPL 245 has made the country popular for the wrong reasons internationally. With a resource at the depth of over 1,000 meters below the sea, so too has it been in deep controversy for about 3 decades. From the popular Malabu Gate to another round of litigation with an Italian oil giant, Eni, the case has been internationally referred to as one of the largest corporate bribery scandals in the oil industry. The legal battle over the Nigeria's Niger Delta resource has been largely fought across Europe since 2011. Of these litigations, Eni and its partners have put up defenses including the claims that the cost of the operation was fair and reasonable, that Eni made the payment directly to the government, that it was unaware of how Malabu used the fund, that Eni senior management received no bribes, and that Eni complied with the audit procedures. With these, Nigeria lost all the cases across Europe.
Well, let me repeat it, Nigeria lost all. The reason was that there was actually no basis for such cases. The ones that we did against them in Nigeria were lost. The ones that we even took against JP Morgan in London were lost. In fact, we got a penalty of over 70 million pounds.
But then, with a shrewd accountant and a former chief auditor of an international oil conglomerate at the helm of affairs, Nigeria decided to pursue the path of peace in the interest of the nation.
President Bola Tinubu gave approval that the Honorable Attorney General, the Minister of Justice, and myself, take all necessary steps to resolve that matter. And so we started engagement, with ENI. It took us, from sometime in October 2023 to March 2026 to resolve, this matter. And we're happy that eventually the matter is resolved and Nigerians can, have the full benefit of the requisite investment that is needed in that very prolific oil block.
Now, the efforts paid off as President Bola Tinubu at the latest meeting with the concerned parties announced the successful conclusion of a historic settlement agreement between the federal government of Nigeria, Eni, and Nigerian Ajib Exploration Limited. It is a huge relief over the long-standing disputes. The new agreement is now expected to pave the way for the development of one of Nigeria's most significant deep-water resources.
As part of the engagement, has already, made it very clear to ENI that we want the final investment decision to be made before the end of the year. And having lost, so much time, we want them to expedite every step to ensure that the investment decisions and the actual investment is done within this year. And once that is done, the values will begin to come.
President Tinubu reaffirmed his administration's commitment to resolving legacy disputes, restoring investors' confidence, and ensuring that Nigeria's natural resources deliver sustainable value to the Nigerian people. He believes this resolution sends a clear signal to global investors that Nigeria is prepared to address legacy issues transparently, uphold the rule of law, and create a stable environment for long-term capital. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NC News.
Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, has called for renewed commitment to gender equality and stronger protection for women and girls as Africa joins the rest of the world to mark International Women's Day 2026. In a commemorative message, the AU Commission chairperson praised the contributions of women within the Commission and across the continent, noting that their leadership and service continue to strengthen Africa's development agenda. He reaffirmed the continent's commitment to gender equality through key frameworks, including the Maputo Protocol and the African Union Convention on Ending Violence Against Women. The statement also stressed that major human rights challenge that threatens peace, public health, and sustainable development. The chairperson further noted that this year's commemoration aligns with the AU theme on water and sanitation, highlighting the heavy burden women and girls face in water collection and the need for greater investment in water infrastructure. He reaffirmed that the aspirations of African women and girls remain central to Agenda 2063 and called for sustained efforts to build a more inclusive and equitable continent. Now, the strengths, resilience, and achievements of women across the world are being celebrated this year. The theme for this year, Give to Gain, serves as a reminder that investing in women through opportunities, education, mentorship, and support helps to build a more prosperous and inclusive society. Ese Onwamaka reports.
No gainsaying that when you train a woman, you empower a nation. From business and education to governance, science and the creative industry, women continue to break barriers, lead innovations, and contribute meaningfully to national development.
Women are more focused. Women are, we are multitaskers. Men are not, you know. So we have all these qualities to us that if they gave us a chance, if we don't come off as competition for men, and we come off like people that can complement each other in society.
Challenges women are still facing is gender-based violence. That is still much pronounced. We have unequal pay, and there are some jobs that we have discrimination against women. They are not being well considered.
Early marriage in some region parts of the country where they are married, they got married at the early stage, they are immatured. The maturity is not yet there for them to rear children, to bring up children. Even at the delivery stage, the immaturity is still there.
This year's theme, Give to Gain, highlights the importance of empowering women and girls by providing access to resources, equal opportunities, and platforms to thrive.
So the governments need to make intentional policing to get women included or be given some certain appointment. The community need to support, especially where we use the traditional barrier to stagnate the women progress. This we have to look into.
Even in the Senate, in the House of Assembly, how many women are there? So when they are allowed to come into those places, I believe there will be serious changes in what happens around the country and in the world at large.
Advocates say that when women are supported and empowered, families are strengthened, economies grow, and communities become more resilient.
Very well. By the time it's done by women, it reduces poverty. It makes them to be entrepreneurs and makes them to be CEO in their own different areas. By that, they are going to impact their children.
And some of us too should not be, how do I put it, maybe reclusive. you are called and you feel that I'm a female, though. I cannot combine this with my own. You could just give it try to make sure that you let people know your potential. Let us not shy away from responsibility, leadership roles wherever we find ourselves.
As the world marks international.
You're watching NTA Lagos Channel 10, and this is the news at 1. We'll take a short break now. When we return, more reports. Do stay tuned.
Hi everyone, this is Ida Emmanuel Chibike, and we are right here in Great John Bosco Nigerian Limited. It's located in 48 Tedusho Road, right here in Suliri, Lagos. Are you an interior designer, an architect, a builder, and you actually looking for a place to get your furnitures and also quality fabrics like curtains for your homes? Great John Bosco is actually one of the best places to get that. We are situated here in Lagos, Nigeria, right here in Tedusho, and we have branches in Abuja and also on the island, that's Lekki Phase 1. We have from the ranges of Turkish fabrics, American fabrics, Italian fabrics, and what have you. We have them in different categories and in different collections. You can also check us online. We are active online on our social media handles. Our Instagram handle is actually Great John Bosco, and also on Facebook at Great John Bosco. This is Great John Bosco Nigeria Limited, your one-stop shop for all interior needs. Don't hesitate to come by our store here in Tedusho, which is the main head office, to see quality designs and fabrics for your need.
As political parties strategize ahead of the 2027 general elections, the All Progressives Congress APC Lagos chapter has sworn in 36 state executive officers with a view to strengthening the party's organizational framework in preparation for future electoral contests. Musa Toliat reports that the state ESCOs emerged from the recently concluded party state congress in Lagos.
That swearing in underscores the deliberate efforts by the Lagos State APC to reposition the party for effective grassroots mobilization ahead of the general elections. Thereafter, the re-elected chairman, Cornelius Ojelabi, charged the executives of the party to hit the ground running, consolidate on the gains of the party, and strengthen the bond of unity.
The responsibility of consolidating lies on our unity. They're asking us, are we going to change the narrative of our performance in the presidential election? And it is a task that must be done collectively.
He sheds light on the need to enhance internal party democracy and the task ahead of the newly inaugurated state party officials.
Immediately after the national convention, the party will reopen the continuation of the e-registration. We did this to have a statistical base of membership of APC. And whatever being the figure we have at the end of the day, I want to assure you that we are going to double that particular number in terms of votes.
For some executives, the need to redouble efforts is non-negotiable.
Each of them has become member of the leaders' caucus in their local government. That means everything that is going on within the party, they should be able to feed the ESCO back.
We are an organized party. Where the opposition is still confused on what to do, they don't even know what numbers they have. They don't even know where to start from. They are still busy protesting the electoral law that has already been signed into law by Mr. President. We are putting everything in place to ensure our victory, not only in Lagos, but throughout Nigeria.
The APC executives cut across various ethnic nationalities.
Before, we don't have anybody representing us as ESCO, but now we have one of us as part of the state ESCO. Whatever we did last election, we are going to double our effort.
The new executives of the APC Lagos chapter will pilot the affairs of the party for the next 4 years. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
As the fasting exercise in the month of Ramadan gradually enters the last phase, Muslim faithful are enjoined to intensify their devotional worship and charitable acts. This is because there is a night embedded in the last 10 days of the month, which holds immense spiritual significance capable of changing fortunes of the faithful beyond expectations. Musa Toliat in this report takes a look at the virtues of the last 10 days of Ramadan and why Muslims must search for the night of majesty, described as an ultimate life changer for Muslims.
كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون.
The month-long spiritual exercise stems from injunction from Allah in the Holy Quran, which mandates the Muslim faithful to observe the Ramadan fast. Part of best practices in this blessed month is constant recitation of the Holy Quran, which was revealed to Prophet Muhammad in the month of Ramadan.
Reciting the Quran is one of the most rewarding acts that a Muslim could ever engage in, because every letter of the Quran he pronounces will earn him 10 reward.
And the last 10 days of the fasting period is a prophetic tradition for the faithful to engage in seclusion or itikaf in the mosque.
We are encouraged to seclude ourselves in the masjid by renouncing the word temporarily, devoting your entire life towards Allah.
The reason for the seclusion in the mosque is to search for the night of majesty.
The last 9 or 10 days are the period where Allah liberates, lots of Muslims who are fasting from hellfire. So that is why we search for the night of majesty, which we call Laylatul Qadr.
If one is fortunate of being up and prayer, in that night, it is equivalent to worshiping Allah for more than 1,000 months. Khayrun min alfi shahr.
A prophetic prayer point is to be emphasized during this period till the end of the month.
And one of the best supplications we are expected to be saying the moment we enter that particular last 10 or 9 days is to be saying, Allahumma innaka afuhun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, innaka afu, you are the one that loves to overlook, to cleanse, to erase the sins of your servant. Fa'fu anni. Please erase my sins. That was the supplication the Prophet gave to us.
Just as devotional worship climaxes at the end of Ramadan, there is a mandatory charity known as Zakatul Fitri, meant to be given to the poor before proceeding to Eid ground to celebrate the end of a successful fasting period.
The first thing to know about Zakatul Fitri is that it's compulsory for every Muslim who is capable to do it at the end of Ramadan. It is meant to support the poor and the needy so that they will not be begging on that day. That's a day that's a day of happiness for others. So it shouldn't be a day of sorrow for them and their family. So if you look at this purpose for which Zakat al-Fitri has been obligated in Islam, we can see that those who have advocated for giving it through foodstuff and those who have advocated for giving it through cash, both of them are right.
Scholars always advise that regular obligatory prayers must be upheld, as the month of Ramadan paves the way for Shawwal, the 10th month in Islamic calendar.
Let it not be that on the day of Eid, that will be the day you destroy the whole of your reward, the reward of your ibadah. For example, that will be the time you throw party you drink alcohol, through mixing of sexes and all this stuff going on. You don't.
And that's the news at this hour. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Joy Ken Abakuya. Good afternoon.